the Sauber duo up there front. Starting to pull away a little bit. There's another car around in the back there. There's one of the, there's the Braun. We've been having audio issues all night long. OBS does not want to, for whatever reason, recognize audio devices. And I even upgraded it. Oh, it needs to be upgraded. Let's take a look at the field real quick while we're recovering from technicals. We got Gavin Sanders, who's pretty much led from the get-go with his teammate right behind him, Logan Pax of P1 and P2. That Gregory, right there in the Jag, currently is in P3, pulling away and putting some distance there on your current points leader, Caleb Benzie, who missed last week's race, but is back with us. Good to see him again. Brandon Dunn in the Williams, currently in P5, 55 double nickel in P5. Dakota DeMed right there in P6. TV Pace in the Golf delivery car. Cody Claiborne in the pits. Something happened that I'm sure is not part of safety car protocol there. We'll see what happens here as the leaders now are coming by as he got to tow directly to the pit. So, unfortunately, a rough start to the day. Here goes Matthew Casey. He is in the Braun. He is moving on up. I like the Braun for simplicity. White, black, with fluorescent trim. That's the delivery that took Jensen Button to his World Championship. Field's really starting to get strung out now. In fact, really, your closest battle is your leaders, but we're going to go continue through the field. Oh, Brandon Dunn off up in the chicane at the top of the hill. Looks like there's no damage. Back underway as one of the McLarens is coming up on him. Followed by the Williams there of Christian Jasper. Again, Christian Jasper is driving a Williams. That is Juan Montoya's Williams. He has his helmet is Alex Zanardi, and his driver's suit is Jeff Gordon, from when Jeff Gordon and Juan Montoya did their trading paints back in 2003 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the old Formula One course. The compact sponsored Williams. I think that was Juan Montoya and Ralph Schumacher, wasn't that? Are back underway after getting a repair. Garage is back rolling out. Zachary Reardon very quietly making his way up into the top 5. He's up 9 spots. Oh, and Aaron Tribble. Aaron Tribble, another one of the Jags. Go back and take a look at that battle right there with Christian Jasper. A little bit further on back, it's a lot of wheel-to-wheel action, but not a lot of close battles going on right now. Neil's getting out of the way. Good sportsmanship on him to let the faster cars go by. Armando in that Lotus. Virtual who's who of World Formula One champions have driven that particular livery. Mario Andretti, I believe, being one of them. Oh, we got a car around up in the top of the hill, and I believe that's Reardon. He's just going to go to the pits. It's like, maybe I've had enough of these prime tire or these alt tires. It's maybe time to get them off here. We will follow him down pit road. Oh, what happened to Dakota? Reardon down and away. Gets the change of tires. Looks like Dakota is in some rough shape there. Not sure what happened. Obviously got into the back of something with that rear wing askew. Here are your two leaders, again running together in a pack. Again, thanks for joining us. You are watching the Apex Sage Coaching Grand Prix of Spa. If you're interested in Apex Sage offers coaching for your driving styles and in iRacing or any type of simulator that floats you. Services that Apex Sage offers is one-on-one coaching, video reviews, and driving analysis. Apex also offers fixed leak setup packages for road courses. Book 5+ uses and the code FIF to receive 20% off. So book 5+ sessions with Apex Sage and then use the code FIS, that's Foxtrot India Sierra, to receive 20% off. Make sure to check out that tweet on the Formula Indy Series Twitter account. We'll have all that information included in there. We're getting ready to reach about the 1/3 point of this race. Probably coming up to pit stops relatively soon. As soon as we get the first round of pit stops underway, we will get some sponsorships out of the way and then bring you back through the field. Here are your leaders right now. Currently right in front of them is, and they're both on the prime tires as they get a little squirrely coming out of that corner. That's currently corner 20. There's 20 corners here on this track. It is a very large track, 4.352 miles, just right at 7K. Currently the fastest lap is Valtteri Bottas, set in 2018. And I'm starting to put a little space there on P2 and a little bit of the weave. We're on the top of the hill. 7, 8, and 9. Coming into the 10 sweeper here, just a second here. Here we go. Kind of comes back in on itself a little bit downhill. Off camber. Kind of brings that one of the wheels up off the ground just a little bit. Coming on 11. 12 and 13, 15, 16 coming through here. Making the run down here very shortly to the chicane before hitting 18 and 19 and 20. Here's 19 and 20 right here at the chicane where people have been having some issues. To 29. Cody taking a wide line there, leading the leaders through. Christopher Hill with the purple lap at a 158.415. That was a little while ago. Current lap time by Sanders 158.682, and Paxa with a 158.638. They are the two fastest on the race course currently at the moment. Back to Matthew Casey, who just did a 158.562. Everybody in the top four have not pitted yet. P5, Matt Houston, currently pitted on lap 1. Not sure if he had damage or that was part of the strategy, but he was in for 17 seconds in and out. He is currently on, might have started from the pits actually, rather. He is on his 10th. Yeah, I'm thinking he might have started from the pits because he is on currently the 10th lap of the stint. So everyone else from 1 through 6 is currently on that stint. And Armando Edwards actually just put the move on the boss man as we zoom back over down here to Armando Edwards at P5. Actually put some space on him, so I'm not sure if Matt might have had a problem or is Matt just on his own pace. The top 6 have not officially pitted yet. P7 is your first car that is pitted. There he is right there. That's Zach Gregory. And we have a double Zach attack because it's right behind him, but not immediately behind him, is Zach Flaum. He's leading that group. Now, Armando actually did say that the reason that he's in this particular livery is actually due to Ayrton Senna. That is his favorite Formula One driver. Drove that back in '86. Now, Zach Flom, I do have information on it. Here we go. We actually got a Williams passing him for a position right here. This is oh, we got the Braun around. Zach Flom actually he's in the Hesketh. That's right. Had to look that one back up again. That is the from the '74 season, the Hesketh 308 that propelled James Hunt, where we're seeing the movie there with Helmsworth and Baron Zemo. I forget that guy's name, but yeah, that was a good movie. And of course, I remember them with the Hesketh team there. That they were quite the partiers on the grid there before Formula One became a party. We were supposed to have a Niki Lauda car in the lineup, but unfortunately could not make it. But maybe we'll see that car in a later race this season. Speaking of, let's talk about this season. Currently, we have two more rounds to go after this. We go back home to upstate New York to go to Watkins Glen and the Boot. And then we'll go back overseas one more time over the Pacific to Japan to round out the season. And the inaugural season of the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series, consisting of 8 races. These drivers will have one drop week. With that said, here are the current point situations with the drop week currently taken into account. Caleb Binsey is your leader. Gavin Sanders is P2. Andrew Wood, who is not tonight's lineup, is P3. Looks like Logan Paxa probably is going to pass him in the standings. We'll see. Matt Houston, currently in P3, is in the top 5. He's looking to gain some ground here on Wood as well. He is top 5 in the standings and currently, like I said, just moved up to P3. He is not pitted yet, though. That is the plan right now. He is not pitted. He's on a long haul, but right in front of him are Sanders and Paxa. Paxa and Sanders have pitted already. They pitted just a lap ago, and they are currently on the alternate tires. Oh, hit that curb a little hard there, Logan did, but he made it through. Matt Houston making a turn to the pit road there. Christian Jasper back in P17, allowing the leaders on by. Caleb Binsey will make a move for position while Houston is in the pits, getting routine service. Dakota's car looks like is actually fixed, but I don't think it's under power currently at the moment. Down and away. The Lucky Strike livery back under power. Houston comes back out in 7th spot, just behind Edwards and Groff. Back up to the front. Let's check out P2. Logan, he's in the number 16 there, right behind the number 10 of Gavin Sanders. There's P3, Caleb Binsey, your current points leader. Right behind him and having a fantastic day is Zach Gregory. He's been up there in that top 5 pretty much all day. Mondo Edwards recovering from a spin. He's back up in the top 5. He's about 20 seconds downwind from Zach Gregory for P4, so he's not quite within touch there, but still have a round of pit stops to go for sure. See if he can maybe make up some space and see if anybody might have some unfortunate incidents ahead of him. Jeff Groff, P6, is in that McLaren, followed by the double nickel there of Brandon Dunn in the Williams. Mansell era Williams there. Surprisingly, not a single Marlboro car. Thought for sure, or Ferrari. I thought for sure we would see one tonight, for sure. Not tonight. That Lauda car would have been it, unfortunately, I think. But we'll see that hopefully later in the season. Here's Matt Houston, P8. Right behind him for position, there is Flauman at Hesketh. Right behind him, Reardon also for position in that McLaren. And then Tribble also in the Jag. Good grouping of cars right here, all for position. But up the hill though, Rouge. Pedal to the floor, not even lifting. Watch those sleeping policemen. They'll rip off a wing. I have no idea what's the problem with OBS tonight. It is the worst I've ever seen this program. I have to restart it. I can't do that. This is awful. Absolutely awful tonight. Not sure what the deal with this program is. We'll get things straightened out here. Let's take a word from Apex Sage.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
All right. Pull back. Fairly keen on the battle here for P10 with Aaron Tribble. Back up to your leaders. Looks like that was Austin Knight Pramda making way for the leaders there. They come through 19 and 20 down. I guess you would call this the front stretch. Into turn one. And then blasting up the hill. Again, if you're joining us, this is a interesting technical, technically inept filled night going on here. OBS has been giving us nothing but trouble all night long. The stream has been running fine. The software has not been running fine. The ticker has been good. All that's been good. Cameras have been good. Just the software that you kind of rely on to get this stuff to run. The stream has not been compliant all night long. But you are joining us. It is the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series coming to you from Spa. We got 2 more rounds to go after this. We'll go back home to Watkins Glen and then to Japan. Currently, your leader is Caleb Bency, followed by Logan Paxa. They are currently in the championship standings at 2nd and 4th. 3rd place is not in today's lineup. That's Andrew Wood. Oh, we got a car. Wow, right in front of the leaders, and that opens the door for Paxa. Wow, wow, that was a hold your breath moment. That was Donchek. Let's go back. Well, we don't do too many rewinds here for replays. Let's see what happened. He saw him coming. I mean, he was doing the right thing. He hits the brakes, and the back end comes around. He's in that elf car. So, unfortunately, that impacts the leader. So he had to give up a spot to his teammate, Logan Paxa. And they still have lap traffic in front of them. Apparently just up the road is Christopher Hill and Cody Claiborne. Christopher Hill started real strong, but unfortunately it's fallen back to P13. Here you see him just coming around the outer edge there in front of the 2 leaders. Coming back to the scene of the crime, what happened last time? That has been they've been saying, oh, look at them. They actually got a little squirrely back through those 2 themselves. They've been saying in the group chats that has been a troublesome area, and those people have been calling it turn 20 is going to be the trouble spot, and that has been no lie. Logan Paxa just has the purple lap as he disappears, comes right back into view there. There we go. At a 157.9. Should be coming up to another round of pit stops, not too far in the distant future here. This is the battle on the racetrack. This is the closest battle, and once again, much like last week, where we didn't get a chance to go through the field too much, we've actually done that hill where we got pretty well spread out. The battle has been at the front with the 2 Kamigoye eSport cars one more time, leading the way. Go take a look at our current points leader right now, Caleb Bency. Let's pop back here to P3. Currently going through turn 10. As Donchak moves over and lets Bency on by. It'd be really cool to see Indy cars in real life on this particular course. I don't know if we'll ever see that. IndyCar domestically is starting to go the route of kind of the old Champ Car World Series, where we're going to have a bunch of road courses, a bunch of street courses, and one oval. I don't know what the future of oval racing here in the United States is going to be like for open wheelers. little twitch on our acceleration coming out of 20 there for Caleb, but to get it back underway. 10 laps to go. Go back a little bit behind Caleb to Armando Edwards, who is in the Senna Lotus. He's 21 seconds behind Caleb Benzie. He's coming through turn 20 right now. Jeff Groff is right behind him. Brandon Dunn's right behind him. Matt Houston's right behind him. So that is a pretty much 3 or 4 cars right in direct contact with each other, relatively speaking. All things considered of this race right now, how spread out we are. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the race first coverage of the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series coming to you from Spa. This is the Apex Sage Coaching Grand Prix of Spa. Make sure to check out Formula Indy Series on Twitter, where you can learn more about Apex Sage Coaching. Apex Sage Coaching offers one-on-one coaching, driver coaching, video reviews, and driving analysis of your sim racing efforts. Apex Sage also offers fixed leak setup packages for road courses. I think if you ask nicely, he might do an oval for you. But if you book 5 sessions with Apex Sage and use the code FIS, that's Foxtrot India Sierra, you receive 20% off your booking. Make sure to follow Formula Indy Series on Twitter. Find that tweet there. Find out more information about Apex Sage Coaching. They're your sponsors tonight for the Grand Prix of Spa. And Brandon Dunn is headed into the pits. Will be his second stop. He's been on this run for 11 laps, so this will be probably his last stop, and he's good to go for the distance after this. Gavin Sanders also stopped. Oh, looks like we have a bit of a nuking in the little barbecue going on in the pits there. Gavin did stop. We missed his stop, but he is currently underway. He is falling back as he is actually the leader, but he has fallen back behind Caleb Benzie. Benzie still needs to stop. But Gavin got his position back on Logan. There is your leader, your championship leader, and your race leader. Matt Houston currently in P6. Let's go Matt Houston. There he is. We'll take a look here at him. He is in the Lucky Strike themed race first car. P6, 66 in 6 there. He's had a good day himself. I think he started from the pits, worked his way up, actually got close to leading some laps, got in the top 3 for a while, had to make his pit stop. Having a great day, I think. Go back up to your leader as he bypasses pit road. That's Armando Edwards. Actually, no, that wasn't Armando Edwards. I believe that might have been Peter Donchak coming in pit road right there. Yes. Cutting through the haze of the barbecue nuke that is known as the engine of Dakota. Yeah, that engine's done. Zachary Flaum into Hesketh, making that wide turn off at 20, 19, excuse me, making before 20, hitting pit road. Jeff Groff in the McLaren on pit road. There's Caleb Bency. Caleb has 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds on P2 Gavin Sanders. Not enough at this moment to hit the pit road and come out in front. Definitely getting some credit of leading some laps here. Eight to go. While we wait for the leader to make a pit stop, we will get some words from our sponsor, Apex Sage.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
And we're back. Current leader is Caleb Bency, who is on his 10th lap of his stint. Did 12 on his last stint, so he's going to come up a little bit short if he's planning to maybe do a fuel mileage run here. He does have some space between himself and Sanders. Sanders has knocked it down about a half second. Armando Edwards is in the pit, so you can currently see him coming into his spot there on pit road. Getting the alt tires, splash of fuel, down and away. He's good to go to the end. Matt Houston up to P4 now. Matt Houston is 9 laps into his stint. Will he have to stop one more time? If he does, it might be a splash and go. Here's Caleb Bency. Going back up to the front, expecting a stop by our leader. Thanks for watching along the night. Thanks for being part of the chat, interacting with us here and everything. Tonight's been a bit of a rough night technology-wise. We'll have to troubleshoot that. Haven't had an issue all year long with this gear, so... And there's a turn for the pits. That's who we're expecting the leader to make the turn to pit road. Here he comes. Just in the foreground there is Christopher Hill making his last pit stop. In the background there, looks like Christian Jasper making a turn on the pit road for his last stop. Caleb hitting his marks, Hill and away. Sanders and Pascal have already made their passes. Sanders with currently a 2-second lead over Logan. He is currently behind Zachary Nurnberger, who is currently in P12. Here in this Scott McLaughlin Penske liveried car. Going to take a look. Thought a little bit better of it. All right. Nurnberger kind of lets up a little bit, allows Gavin on by. Now starting to square up Logan there a little bit, and he'll probably allow the same. That's opened up a much larger gap there between first and second. It's 2.5 seconds now back to up to Gavin from Logan's point of view. Logan still has a purple lap, 157.952. Again, this is the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series. Let's take a look at the Sunset Arctic's #1 software title, Voltic Pistol. check out Bolter Pistol on Steam. We are down to 5 to go. There is your leader right there. Has himself a 2.5-second lead over his teammate Logan Paxa. Caleb Bency is 17 seconds back behind the battle of these two. Let's check out the gap to the leader all the way around. Yeah, there's the intervals right there to the leader. And then here's all your gaps in between each other. Again, your closest battle is this one right here between first and second. Most everyone else is pretty spread out at this point. We are lapped down to P11, which is currently held by Zachary Reardon. He is currently the last car on the lead lap. There he is in the Williams, or excuse me, the McLaren. Right in front of him is one of the 2 Jaguars we have. I believe they're not teammates. I just think they both happen to pick the same livery. Here is your leader again. It's one of the many fast portions of this track. And we have our first mom joke in the chat. All right. Up the hill, no Rouge, up there next to the, probably the most expensive seats this side of, this side of probably Monaco, I'm willing to bet, here on the Formula One circuit, right there at the top of the hill at the cafe there. There's an aerial shot of them coming through the chicane at the top of the hill. I mean, they're going through there pretty quick as well. They get woed down quite a bit. They get up to the top of the hill about 200 miles per hour. And they do have to woe it down, but they're still moving through them pretty quickly. Currently showing Matt Houston on pit road. Oh, that's not good. And also showing Brandon Dunn on pit road. So there must have been some type of contact between these two. Hopefully not related. But that is going to put a huge wrench in the championship point efforts of Matt Houston, who was sitting there in the top 5. There is your leader, Gavin Sanders, with his teammate Logan Paxa coming right there out of turn 20. Went over the start-finish line right there. P3 coming through 20 is your points leader, Caleb Bency, and the race verse and Fawn and Fanny. And while we have the camera on him, let's hear from Fawn and Fanny.
Fawn and Fanny is an interactive specialty retailer of bath, body, and skincare products. And what we do is we DIY and customize bath, body, and skincare products. You can make hand sanitizer and hair gel and shampoo and conditioner and body lotions and body soaps and body butters and scrubs and even pet products. We have a very nice guys collection as well. The logo was designed just specifically for them, and the bottles were selected for them, and the scents. Our products are stripped down of all the unnecessary chemicals, and you can bring that product up however you're comfortable with it.
And again, I want to thank Fawn and Fanny for sponsoring the race from Indianapolis earlier this year at the road course. I want to thank Sunset Arctic for sponsoring the series. I want to thank Apex Sage for sponsoring the Grand Prix here at Spa tonight. If you like what you see, despite the poor presentation tonight, technologically wise, but you like to be a participant in this series, feel free to search up the Formula Indy series on iRacing. Apply to be a member of the league, join the Discord server, network with your fellow drivers, and you can be in the lineup next week at Watkins Glen. 2 races ago, and we're probably looking at a season 2. Don't have much news on that, when, where, why, where, how, whatever. But I'm sure we'll be hearing something soon. Keep your eyes and ears peeled to Twitter and this broadcast for any news concerning Season 2 developments. The Formula Indy Series, brought to you by Sunset Arctic. There's a good view of going through Eau Rouge up the hill. Not really turning that wheel awfully too much. 2 to go. Just under 8 miles now left in this race. Again, Gavin and Logan are in liveries representing the Sauber C23 chassis, which was powered by a Ferrari engine. Giancarlo Fisichella and Felipe Massa drove them that particular season. I think it was 2004. That was the last year that Red Bull sponsored a car other than their own. And then, of course, they had the Petronas sponsorship before it went over to where it is today, with the champ. Over there at Mercedes there. So we are coming to the white flag. As you see the flagman waving it, white flag, as we have a little over 4 miles to go. Gavin in the turn 1. Right in front of him, about 3 seconds up the road, is Neil Lusher. Not currently in any threat to hold anybody up at the moment. Everybody, for the most part, has been a fairly clean race. I think we've had some incidents further back that we've missed, not on camera, as we've been watching a close battle with the leaders. Caleb Binsey just went purple, 157.521. 157.521. Oh, Gavin disappears. Now he's back. Gav's not a good time for DC, man. We don't want to end up like Will Power, having a race in hand and then all of a sudden have it taken away from me because of some sort of literal disconnect. Currently a top 9 on a lead lap, P10 on down. The CP17 are at least a lap off the pace. Currently P18, 19, 20, and 21 currently showing out of the race. Just a few more turns to go for your leader. And Neil Lusher spins off in the 20, but he's on the way. It's all good. He's clear of the leader, and your winner for 2 weeks in a row, doing the weave, Gavin Sanders in the Sauber. Believe it or not, I believe this is the first time, at least in this livery's history, it may have won a race. We'll see. But congratulations to Gavin as he's getting ready to turn some donuts or maybe turn some beignets or I don't know, whatever they're going to have in this area. The double. We got all sorts of donuts going on here. Nürnberger's in there, Vincey's in there, Logan's in there. Everybody's happy. And they're going to tear up my cars. Oh, iRacing physics. Look at that. Doink, 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 and done. Oh, wow. That was a comedy of... We'll go through the final standings here. As we see a shout out for Reardon, we'll give you a report on how Reardon did. Your winner, second week in a row, Gavin Sanders, followed by P2, Logan Paxa, and Caleb Binsey rounding out your podium. Your top 5 is Zachary Gregory and Jeff Groff. Your top 10 are Mondo Edwards, Aaron Tribble, Zachary Flaum, Zachary Reardon. There he goes, top 10 right there. Christopher Hill recovers from some misfortune early on to get himself a P10, a top 10 there. Matt Houston, incident took him back down to P11. Zachary Nürnberger in P12. Austin Knight Pravda in that throwback to the very first American Formula One car, front engine car. P13. Christian Jasper in that car that was all full of homage imagery. In P14. Peter Donchek in P15, rounding out your top 15 there. And the remainder of your field is Cody Claiborne, Neil Lusher, Brandon Dunn, Matthew Casey, Dakota DeMade, and Peter Lanick there in P21. Let's see if we can find somebody to talk to. Here's Caleb. Let's bring him on in here. Hey, Caleb. Welcome back. P3. Way to come back from missing a week. Tell us about your race.
Bit of a struggle, but also lonely.
Is it just because it got so strung out?
A little bit, yeah. I had no pace on the blacks. Gavin and Logan just pulled away at the start, and I was stuck fighting all the guys on the reds. So I was like their little defense wall there. But yeah, I really burned up the blacks on battling all those guys, which kind of wish I didn't battle them because I'll end up spinning out anyways. But and then yeah, after that, I was just kind of managing the blacks for the next stint, which was much better. And then we got on the reds, pace was pretty good, and was able to reel them in quite a bit. But obviously, it just wasn't a reds race. It was just so slick after about 5-6 laps. So yeah, kind of lonely, but good. Just consistent, good championship race. Just wasn't pushing too hard when the tires were worn. Just didn't want to make some stupid mistakes. So yeah, good day all around. Good way to come back. I haven't been on the sim for a long time, so
yeah,
it's fun getting back into it.
Little family vacation time, getting away from sim racing and everything.
Yep, a little bit. I was starting to miss it. So.
Oh, okay, going through withdrawal.
Yep.
Consolation. I mean, you did get the purple lap at a 157.521, so all things not too bad. You did race here in another series not too long ago. What were the differences in conditions and between this race and that last race? Were they pretty much the same? Tire model pretty much the same, track model the same with the tire model, everything, or was this one a little bit different, or was the first one more challenging? Tell me about it, because really we don't really race at these tracks too often. So
No.
when you can kind of compare it against something else, I'll be curious to see how this compared against something else.
Yeah, so I think the biggest difference between this and like the TI race I think you're talking about
Yeah.
is the reds were just they didn't stay very long at all. Like you could I think the TI race was mostly red, black or something like that. And today there was no way you could do more than probably 7 laps in a quick way with the reds. So that was the biggest difference. The setups were pretty similar. This was uh, I'm not a fan of this type of setup, but it had that more of a floaty front end.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't feel like it was very gripped up. Like in some of those long sweeping corners, like the right front wheel wasn't even turning. Um, so I'm not a huge fan of those. Like I like a very pointy car. So
Yeah.
both races were kind of that way. So I don't know if it's just the type of track and conditions or whatever, but overall it was very similar. It's just those reds. You couldn't be on them for very long without the rears burning up.
There seemed to be more issues with turn 20. Did you see that more in this race too? That seemed to be a little bit more loose on exit out of turn 20, probably because of the power coming down too hard.
So I should know this, but that's the chicane, right?
Yeah, the last turn right before the main straight. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that turn and then turn one, it's even the entry. You got to take it very easy because it's easy to overcook it into that second part of the chicane, and once you do that, you're even slower and trying to turn even more. So when you get on the throttle, it's just too much power for rear tires that are too worn. So yeah, that was definitely just that patience at the beginning. Just like it's coming, and so you just got to be extra careful. And a lot of those guys were a little too aggressive and burned up their stuff too early. So yeah, that in turn one, it was a few sketchy moments, but thankfully kept it clean.
So P3, we got 2 races left. You are the points leader. Gavin and also Logan makes some distance up on you a little bit because Andrew was unable to make tonight's race.
Mm.
So you already have the drop race, or actually I think the points are already calculated, at least coming into this week with the drop already calculated in. So it's getting tighter, but you still have some breathing room. Moving on to Watkins Glen. I know you're pretty good there. Your thoughts before we go on to Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't driven an IndyCar on there in a long time. But I've driven the LMP2 there for some endurance racing stuff and I absolutely love it. So I really hope that kind of carries over. Car behaves somewhat similarly or something because it's fun when you get a good setup and a good rhythm going. So feel pretty good as long as you just have consistent finishes like that. Hopefully, you bring home another championship.
Caleb, shouts and sponsors, man.
Yeah, obviously race first. Matt and Dakota for putting on this league. It's been definitely a fun year. Really enjoyed it. So thanks to them and Fawn and Fanny as well, family company. Check them out at fawnandfanny.com. Custom body care, all that good stuff. So yeah, and I know there's some family and friends watching as usual. So thanks to you guys, and again, glad we can get a good finish.
All right, thanks for everybody watching at home for cheering on Caleb, and Caleb, we'll see you next week, Watkins Glen.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, take care. And then Logan. Hey, Logan, P2, great run. Going to make some, looks like a little space up in the points, but another solid, consistent day, and just kind of running right along with your teammate. I'm willing to bet that's all part of the plan.
Yeah, it was a good race. Spa is a track I enjoy, so it was definitely a fun one as well. Yeah, the start was good. It was good because Bensi started fighting the guys behind, trying to block from them trying to get past him. So we were able to get a bit of a gap, but everyone behind us was on red, so they kept reeling us in, despite us trying to break draft with them. But I think it might have been Zach. He had a little moment and spun, and we were able to clear the guys behind, and we were basically just able to cruise the entire race, save fuel, save tires, and overall it just worked out really well. Gavin had a lot more pace than me in the final stint. That's why he pulled away quite a bit. So yeah, like huge congrats to him. He had incredible pace. I was surprised they even kept up with him most of the time. So yeah, huge congrats to him.
Yeah, you did. You guys had that moment coming into the 1920 chicane there, 19 turns 19 and 20, and I think it was Donchek, I think, spun out right in front of you guys, and you guys had to both kind of take evasive maneuvers. So I think that might have been your one close call, but other than that, kind of the feedback I'm hearing. It was pretty much an overall boring race, that there just really wasn't that much action out there. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, it was definitely very calm. Obviously Spa, like very long corners, very high speed corners, so it requires a lot of tire to get around.
Hmm.
So later in the stints, it was getting very, very, very loose coming out of the tighter corners where you had to roll on the throttle.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it was very calm race.
Um, Going on to next week. You're not out of the points championship yet, but time's running out. I think you'll probably move up to third place by virtue of Andrew not making today's lineup. But we'll see, because I think he might still have to factor in his drop week. We'll see. But how are you feeling about Watkins Glen and the remainder of the season, all things considered, where you are in the standings?
Watkins Glen should be a fun one. I do enjoy that track, especially in used cars. I remember doing previous leagues there, and I had tons of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Suzuka, not a track I drive very often. In fact, I think I've only done a couple races there in my entire iRacing, I suppose, career. So we'll see how that one turns out. But yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see if we can maybe mix it up for the League of the Championship. It's gonna be a tough one to do, but I'll try my best.
I'm sure you will. Um, Shout outs and sponsors before we let you go.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Canadian Indy, Prime Power Team, all my family watching. I'd like to thank Rev Performance Materials, Special Interest Auto, and Franklin Self Storage for everything they've done for me this year. And I'd like to thank you, Gary, for continuously coming out and giving these things a good commentator.
Well, today we had a little technical issue, so I don't know how well of a broadcast this one will be, but we'll make it up to you guys next week. But congratulations on P2, great race, and we'll see you in a week or so at Watkins Glen.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good night.
You too. And we're bringing down Gavin here. Gavin, I guess just tell us about the Crowd Brown moment in the chicane.
I think it was the only downfall of the race, really.
Well, you had to do what you had to do there. I mean, it's
Yeah,
you
no, I
lit
think
up and
stopping was the better idea.
you lit up and give up the track position, or you just plow into the side of of the guy in front of you. And all things
Yeah.
considered, I think the guy's happy. I think it was Donchek. I think he's happy that you didn't plow into the side of him, because he was able to finish his race. You're able to finish your race. Logan got a couple laps to lead there, but you eventually just got him back, and all things considered, you won. But I'm sure that was a little bit of a oh my gosh moment.
Yeah, definitely. Quick way to keep me on my toes, I guess. I don't know. But no, it was a solid race. Just had a lot of pace, and Logan had a lot of pace as well. So it was more of a working together thing, and then that happened, and I was like, oh my god, not again. Because
Right.
I don't really want, it's you don't want to fight your pseudo teammates too hard and cause anything major, but it all worked out, and congrats to him, and really glad that we can get some points and get out of here. Not my favorite track, but at least it
Yeah,
went
that's
well.
interesting that you were telling me that when we were talking earlier, and you're like, man, this is not my favorite track, and I'm like, oh, okay, and that you
Yeah.
pretty much not quite led every lap, but led, I think, the majority of them. So I don't know if you're kind of hustling people or sandbagging, and you really are just really that good here. But yeah, it's always amazing when people say, this isn't my best track, and then all of a sudden they just wax the field, and you're like, yeah, whatever. But so yeah, I don't know if you're playing us or not. But let's move on to next week. Is Watkins Glen one of your tracks?
It's not one of my hated tracks.
Okay, all right.
It's acceptable. We'll put it on the acceptable list. Yeah, no, I don't mind Watkins Glen, especially as long as it's not the freaking cup configuration. I'm good with it.
No, we got the boot.
Perfect.
Got the boot. Yeah.
As long as it's not that almost oval race, I'm good with it.
The oval race race with the bus stop chicane.
my
Yeah.
God. Yes. Kind of brutal, but it's fine.
Do you think you got time to get Caleb here before the points championship, before time runs out?
I don't know how close it is, but I can't stand Suzuka. That is one thing I will say.
Uh-oh.
If
Okay.
there is a track I hate, it is Suzuka. So hopefully we can have some luck fall our way at the Glen, and then damage control our way through that race. But if not, I mean, who knows, right? But yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be close, but he's unreal and just super consistent, like all the time. And yeah, gotta step up my game, I guess.
Well, at least for the last 2 weeks, game's been stepped up back to back. I mean, you can't get much better than that. So congratulations there. But I talked about going on to next week, so you seem to have your head in a good place there. So all things considered, all in all, I think you're coming out of this pretty good. So shout outs and sponsors before we let you go and let you on your way so you can go have a cool beverage for Victory Lane.
That sounds like a plan. Big shout out to you, Camigo eSports, Fiber Data Solutions, Midwest Data Solutions, Fat Bastard Burrito, Stilo, Alpine Stars, Braden Motorsports, and Velocity Online Racing.
You got them all, folks.
The list gets longer every single race.
People like winners. All right. Well, congrats again.
Winners.
Congrats on the second win of the row. Getting on a bit of a run. So that's if there's one time to get on that run at the end of the season, is the time to do it. So congrats, and we will see you. Well, I know I'm going to talk to you later this week, anyways, but we will see you all on the next broadcast at Watkins Glen.
Yep. See you guys next time.
All right. All right. So, despite the myriad of technical issues that we've had tonight, I'm going to have to troubleshoot OBS. But apologies to everybody at home over that. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying, but it was to me at least, and I can't only imagine what it was like for you folks at home. So thanks for your patience. Yes, we did have a Zach attack. I think we got like 3 Zachs in the lineup. Yeah, Zachary Nürnberger, Zachary Flaum, Zachary Reardon, Zachary Gregory. So there's 4. So yeah, definitely we can have the Zach attack going on. Great looking liveries tonight for all those that participated. So thanks for taking time to either paint your own or try to track one down of your favorite driver. Made tonight's event even more special. Want to thank Apex Sage for signing on, being the title sponsor. We'll watch their commercial here one more time before we let you go, and we'll go over the final standings one more time and wrap it on up.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
All right, that will do it. Your final standings for the night. Your winner, Gavin Sanders. Your podium is Logan Paxa and Caleb Bency. All 3 of those are key into the points championship. Each one probably will be in the top 3 next week. So that is your key players right now as the season is winding down as we go to Watkins Glen next week. Top 5 is Zachary Gregory to lead Zach. Lead Zach in class. There we go. Jeff Groff, P5. Armando Edwards, P6. Aaron Treble, P7. Zachary Flaum. Zachary Reardon, P8 and 9. Christopher Hill, P10. Top 15, Matt Houston, Zachary Nuremberger, Austin Knight Pravda, Richard Jasper, and Peter Donchek. And rounding out the remainder of the field, going to P21 is Cody Claiborne, P16, Neil Lusher, 17th, Brandon Dunn, 18th, Matthew Casey, 19th. Go to the maid, 20, and Peter Lennox rounds out first. That does it. Again, I'm Gary with Race First coverage here of the Apex Sage Coaching Grand Prix of Spa. Make sure to like, follow, and share us on, or subscribe, like, and share us on YouTube here. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure to like us on Facebook. That's Raceverse, RACE. And follow me at Gary Gotso on Twitter. Next week again is Watkins Glen, same bat time, same bat channel. I want to thank you for joining us one more time. Again, we had three championship point leaders have tightened it up a little bit more as we're going into two more rounds left in the championship. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week as we go to Watkins Glen.